I don't normally do Geelong Cats videos much, apart from the vlogs. That's pretty much it. So today I'm going to react to some of the trade stuff that Geelong can get. So obviously Jack Martin heading to the Cats, still listed free agent. Now he's only played 15, 16 games for the for Carlton over the last 5 years. He signed an $800,000, $900,000 deal, and yeah, wow. Yeah, he kicked 17 goals or something like that. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. And like, if it doesn't work, you know, like, it's not the end of the world, because he'll be only on about $300,000 to $400,000, and it's like, you know, that's nothing these days for like clubs and that. So it's a low risk, but it's a high reward if they do end up making him a really good player. Steve Saunders, I can't remember his name, but he's one of the best physios in the world, and he's high class, and yeah, so he's definitely going to work with Martin on his body, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings. And big preseason for him, and yeah, you know, it could be like a little Isaac Smith sort of thing, and yeah, who knows what's going to happen there. Now, Bailey Smith coming to the Cats. Now, pick 15. Do we have pick 15? No, we have pick 15. I'm pretty sure we have right now, and that's probably going to be about pick 17 after the bid. So that's going to happen with the academy and father-sons players. So that'll be very interesting to see. Now, we don't want to give up a player, obviously, but if we had to, don't know who would we get rid of, because they want a young player, and we've got a lot of talent on our team. So it's like, do we have to get rid of? We could just get rid of some of our picks. That'd be nice, but they'll probably be after a few young players. Definitely. Maybe we shouldn't have delisted Parfitt, and Parfitt could have played for the Bulldogs, but he'll probably be at Melbourne most likely, or somewhere, yeah, maybe in Perth, one of those teams. But I'm excited to see what he brings. Obviously, he did his ACL. He went to the grand final with Nick Dacos and the cheeky little Ollie Dempsey. That was pretty cheeky. But surprised the media's not talking about it since Jack Ginnivan did that comment. Anyways, yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how he goes. Will Ashcroft, obviously, did his ACL and then he came back, so maybe he's thinking that could be me in a year's time. So there's definitely a lot of really good players that have done their ACLs and came back really good. So he's definitely got a lot of upside. He can play really good football. He can run. As long as he doesn't break down with his knees or anything like that, I feel like he'd be a massive addition, especially once Dangerfield goes. Tom Stewart, he's probably another 5-6 years in him left. So we've got a few. Even Atkins, you know, he's reaching 30s. So Cam Guthrie, I'm hoping he has a massive preseason and his body holds up, because he's a massive player for us, especially in the midfield. We've definitely missed him a lot, and yeah, so we really, really need Bailey Smith, especially in the wing with Max Holmes. And Max Holmes, please sort out your hammies, please. And yeah, so we're not far off from a grand final spot. So that was pretty shattering, honestly, watching Brisbane win. It's like, if only a couple of the bounces went our way, and also, you know, a couple of skill errors that we had. If we didn't do that and we ran with Zach Bailey, we would have been in the grand final one. Anyways, that's me. Stop sulking. And then we've got Clayton Oliver. Now, this is an interesting one. I'd love to have him because he's a great player. 100% for sure. He is a fantastic player and he can bring a lot to our footy club. But in saying that, 1.4 million and his contract is for 6 years. Now, it is definitely worth it. Even if it doesn't work out, I honestly would just go, I'd rather him there and we try. You know, give it a crack. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know, who cares? But in saying that, Melbourne don't want to let him go, and obviously I understand that he is a contracted player, but at the same time, Clayton doesn't want to be there. So it's like, why would you hold on to your two best players, or even two players that do not want to be there whatsoever? So obviously Melbourne, I'm predicting Melbourne to be in the bottom 4 next year. They're not going anywhere. I feel like it's, like the early 2010s era for them right now. Like, I don't know, just let them go. You have to at this stage, because they're not a well stable club at the moment, that is for sure. And having players, if I was supporting them, I'd go, you have to cut them loose. As much as it's painful, it's better than that and them not performing at their best, because they don't want to be there. So why wouldn't you just get good picks from them? So that's what I don't understand. Obviously Geelong, up there in the top 4, we don't have the best picks, because obviously we keep getting up there, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like Clayton would suit the Geelong lifestyle a lot better. Personally, I think Melbourne's the second most overrated city in the world, and I'm putting France at number 1. I just don't like Melbourne, to be honest, at all, really. It's just a bubble. Like, you're in the AFL media, there's just a bubble, and it's like, why would players want to be in that situation where you've got media on them 24/7, but then you can come here down in Geelong and just go, just live? And there's quite a few AFL players that actually live in Geelong and play for the Bulldogs. They play for maybe Essendon. I can't remember if there is. And there's a few players that actually live in Geelong, but then go up and train in Melbourne and play for those clubs. So it's like, why would you even bother living in Melbourne? Like, especially in the CBD, out of suburbs and stuff, in the Mornington Peninsula, different story, 100%. But in the Melbourne CBD, I don't understand why people would live there. But unless you're office workers and that. But at the same time, Clayton, I feel like he needs to be appreciated somewhere where he's actually wanted. Because Melbourne, there's been whispers and stuff, they want him out, and it's like, well, I don't want to be at a place where they don't want me. So it's like, you just gotta skedaddle, I guess. But there's a couple of things. Maybe another ruckman, like for the Cats, a ruckman who has, I guess, experience AFL, but also is, on low pay sort of thing. Obviously, Mitch Edwards, I'm hoping can get a few games. Toby Conway, I hope his body holds up, because he will be an exceptional player for us. And Sam De Koning, obviously he's not going anywhere, but he is a backman more than a ruckman. So I think that phase doesn't work. Butars does okay. Reese, I do like Reese, and he's a great person and a great footballer. He just has those like injuries, and obviously I shattered when he hit the post about 5 meters out, but I was like, we weren't going to win anyway, so even if he kicked that. So it's like, oh well, that's the past. We move on, and it's going to be interesting to see how we go in this trade period. I'm hoping we do get another ruckman. I'm hoping we do maybe develop another key forward. Obviously, I hope Geelong go with Shannon Neal, because he looks pretty good so far. And I remember at that stage, he looks a lot better than Tom Hawkins did, I think, at this stage. I know Tom Hawkins was in and out of the side, but he didn't establish himself until, 2009. So that was like, what? Oh, actually, no, he didn't fully establish himself until maybe 2011-ish. So he had 4 years. So 4 or 5 years in the system. But Neil already looks pretty good and solid. So creates contest and also takes pretty good strong marks. Needs to learn how to kick straighter, but that'll take time. And I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes. He's quick as well, so that's something we really needed. Obviously, Jeremy Cameron's got hopefully another 5-6 years in him. That'd be elite. And what he brings, is awesome. Messi Myers, what an awesome player he is. He is very underrated. Ollie Dempsey, awesome to see him develop really well. I remember him debuting in 2021. I was like, we've definitely got a player on our hands. So, and obviously Ollie Henry just needs to create more contest. He is a good goal kicker, but I would love for him to work on the off season, just actually obviously creating more contests, bringing the ball to ground for small forwards. Brad Close, he's awesome. And then Gary Rowan, I was a bit shocked that he was delisted, but I'm like, he's done so much for the club and he's an awesome player. But he needs to put his health first, because that was a nasty injury that happened in the VFL, and it's like, no, I'd rather him at the club still. He is at the club still with the AFLW. Maybe he can be like a coach or like a mentor for one of the players. That would be awesome to have him around the club for that. Lawson Humphreys, what a great player he has been for us. He's played 11, 12 games of football. He was the second last pick of the draft, and he has already announced himself, and I really do hope we have him long term. Maybe I'd love for him to have a 6-year deal already right now, because he's going to be a sensational player for the Cats, and I hope he's around for 10, 15, 20 years, because he's going to be a sensational player. Probably not 20 years, because he'll be 41, and not many players even make it to that age playing football. So it's like maybe 15 years would be nice. And then obviously you have Paddy Dangerfield coming back on a 1-year deal, and Jed Buse coming back, Reece Stanley, a few other players. So that's awesome to see our older core still going strong and playing really well. Jed Buse is very, very underrated when he plays, and he always brings his best, so it's awesome to see. But yeah, let me know in the comments where you see Geelong finishing. I think if we get all those 3 players, and we potentially get a few young players, especially even from the Geelong Falcons, we could potentially finish top 2, if not minor premiers. And I don't see us falling off a cliff for another 20 years. No, not 20 years, but it'd be awesome to keep this thing going with the finals, and hopefully we can win another few more. I'd love to, before I'm 30, I'd love to see 7 flags, and not like 7 flags in a row, but I've already seen 4 flags already, so it'd be nice to see another 3 before, I guess, anything's possible really. But I'm looking forward to seeing how we go in the trade period. And thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. It's a long one, but it's my opinion and my team, so I'm like, you know what, let's do a video on my team. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Peace.